16th year. The Dnieper region. You are born in a Cossack house on a farmstead by the Dnieper. It smells of smoke, the river, and damp straw. Father is a regular registered Cossack. Mother is a daughter of a free farmer. You are the third child. 2 sisters already died as infants. Kubativ, Chehirin, Cherkasy, these names sound like a prayer. It is here that Bohdan Khmelnytsky's new Cossack state is born. You are 2 years old when father leaves for the Zborov campaign. He returns a year later with a scar on his face and a Turkish saber. Mother teaches you to pray. Father teaches you to hold a saber. At 5, you already know God exists, but relying on him is not enough. A Cossack childhood is no toys. It's a wooden saber, horseback riding, swimming in the Dnieper even in winter. The strong survive. 1654 year. The Pereyaslav Council. Father goes as a witness. He returns grim. He tells mother, they swore an oath to Moscow. I don't know if that is good or not. You listen to the adults talking by the fire. Poles, Muscovites, Tatars, Turks. Everyone wants our lands. The Cossacks are in the middle, like flint between steel. 7 years old, father takes you to the captain. He looks you in the eyes and says you will be a junior aide, a teenager serving the Cossacks. A junior aide is not a servant, but an apprentice. You carry water, clean weapons, tend to horses, and watch the Cossacks train. Old Cossack Ostap shows you how to sharpen a saber properly. The blade must sing, he says. If you hear the song, it means you sharpened it right. Morning is prayer, then training. Saber, musket, horse. In the evening, prayer again. God and war, the 2 pillars of Cossack life. You learn to shoot a musket. First attempt, the recoil breaks your shoulder. Second, the bullet goes into the sky. By the 10th, you hit the target. Horseback riding is the most important. A Cossack without a horse is an infantryman, and an infantryman in the steppe is a dead man. You ride until your thighs bleed for 9 years. Father returns from a campaign without his left arm. A Tatar saber took it near Ochakiv. He doesn't fight anymore. Father, now tends to the household. You are the eldest man in the family. Mother cries at night when she thinks no one hears. 10 years old. The first journey to the Zaporizhzhia Sich with the supply train. 200 versts, steppe without end. The wind carries dust into your face. You see the Sich for the first time. Wooden fortifications, barracks, a church, thousands of Cossacks. There are no masters here. Here, everyone is a brother. Even you, the aide. The Sich camp, the heart of Zaporizhzhia. Here, they elect the leader. Here, they judge traitors. Here, they make decisions. Democracy with sabers in hand. You look at the Sich Cossacks. They are not like the registered ones. They are wilder, more frightening. They live for war and freedom. An old minstrel sings a ballad about Baida, a Cossack who sought freedom and perished in Turkish captivity. You memorize every word. At 11, you learn to swim the Cossack way. And not just swim, but cross the Dnieper in full gear or drown. There's no third option. Winter. The Sich is frozen, but training doesn't stop. You run barefoot through the snow. You bathe in ice holes. The weak die. The strong are tempered. 12 years old. The first campaign, not for war, for hunting. Steppe beasts teach you to wait, to aim, to kill without hesitation. You return from the hunt without wolf skin. Father looks at you in a new way, not as a boy, but as a Cossack. Summer of 1660. The year, the ruin has begun. Hetmans are warring with each other. Moscow against Poland, the Cossacks are divided. Brother against brother. Yuri Khmelnytsky, Ivan Behovsky, Pavlo Teria. The names of the hetmans change like the weather. Each promises peace. Each brings war. 13 years old. Father dies of a fever. Before dying, he says, serve the Sich, not the hetmans. The Sich is eternal. Hetmans are temporary. Mother is left alone with the farm. You head to the Sich forever, Ashok. She blesses you with a cross and says, do not disgrace our kin. The Sich accepts you. You are no longer a squire. You are a young buck, a Cossack with no vote in the council, but the right to fight. But first weapon, a Turkish musket, bought with father's last money. Old, but it fires. The saber is still your father's, notched, but sharp. Your older brother in arms, Ivan, teaches you Cossack wisdom. Trust in God, but keep your powder dry. Pray before battle, but prepare your saber. 14 years old, the first real battle. A Tatar raid on the farmsteads. You are in reserve, but you see everything. Blood, screams, smoke. A mounted Tatar hacks at a Cossack beside you. You fire your musket, but miss. Ivan kills the Tatar with a spear. He saved you. After the battle, you vomit behind the barracks. Your hands are shaking. Ivan gives you vodka. The first time is always like this. You get used to it, or you die. At night, you cannot sleep. You see the face of the dead Cossack. He was alive and suddenly dead. So fast. One moment. 15 years old. Second battle. This time, you aren't shaking. You fire, reload, fire again. You hit. The Tatar falls from his horse. First kill. You look at the body and feel nothing. No joy, no pity, just a void. Ivan says it's right. Cossack life is a cycle. Spring, sow, summer, grow. Autumn, harvest, winter, survive, and again. But for a Sich Cossack, there is another cycle. Spring, preparation, summer, campaign, autumn, plunder, winter, rest, and war again. 16 years old, a campaign to Crimea. 3,000 Cossacks, 100 boats. The target, Tatar, villages by the sea. Revenge for the raids. The Dnieper Rapids. You carry the boats on your shoulders. One wrong step. You will shatter against the stones. 2 Cossacks fall. The Dnieper takes them. Black Sea. A storm. Waves toss the Chaika boats. Half the squad is vomiting. You too, but you keep rowing. If you stop, you drown. At night, you attack and all. Crimeans are caught off guard. Panic, fire, slaughter. You take Jessir Tata captives. An eye for an eye. On the way back, a Turkish galliot intercepts you. Cannon fire. A nearby Chaika is blown to splinters. Wooden debris and human bodies. Cossacks board the galliot. You are in the first wave. A Turkish saber cuts your shoulder. You don't feel the pain. Adrenaline, victory. The galliot is yours. Turkish cannons, weapons, and gold divided equally. Your share is 3 gold coins. The first money earned with blood. 17 years old. The wound healed, but the scar remains. Ivan says, every scar is a lesson. As long as you're alive, you're learning. The Sich Council, electing a new Koshovi Ottoman. You have a vote now because you survived the raid, because you bled for the cause. Koshovi Ivan Serko is a legend in his own time. Smart, cruel, ruthless to enemies. He looks at you. Join my regiment? You say yes. Serko's regiment is elite. These are the ones who go into battle first. These are the ones who die most often. It is an honor. 64 a year. The Russo-Polish War. Left bank for Moscow, right bank for Poland. The Sich is officially neutral. In reality, playing both sides. Serko leads you to the right bank, officially helping Tataria against the Poles. In reality, looting everyone in sight. War is war. 18 years old, assaulting a Polish fortress. Cannons, muskets, boiling water. Cossacks climb ladders. 3 fall. The 4th one climbs. You are on the wall. Pole lunges with a halberd. You dodge. Your saber slices his throat. Hot blood splashes your face. You don't wipe it off, no time. The fortress is taken. The Polish garrison is slaughtered. The town is burning. Women are weeping. War doesn't distinguish between guilty and innocent. Everyone is guilty. The loot is divided. Your share is a silver cup, a Polish saber, a sack of grain, and 3 captives. You will sell them at the market in the Sich. 19 years old. No longer a youth, but a full-fledged Cossack. A vote at the council, a place in the Kuren. Respect of your brothers. You became who you wanted to be. Winter in the Sich. Repairing weapons, training, fishing. Singing Dumas, drinking Horilka, remembering the fallen. This is how those who might die tomorrow rest. Old Cossack. Seaman tells about the Battle of Berestechko. How 30,000 Cossacks fought against 100,000 Poles. How they perished but did not retreat. You listen and realize being a Cossack is not a job, it's a destiny. It's a curse and a blessing at the same time. It is your cross to bear. At 20, Ivan takes you to his own Kuren. Now you are his deputy. You command a Satnya, responsibility for 100 lives. You learn to command, to order, to decide who goes on reconnaissance, meaning who might not return, who might not return. It is harder than fighting. Spring 65. Here, great campaign to Crimea, 20,000 Cossacks. Serko leads them personally. The goal is to burn Perekop and show the Khan our strength. Crossing the steppe, 40 miles a day. Water is scarce, the sun is scorching. Horses fall from the heat. Leave the weak behind, they will perish in the steppe. Perekop, a powerful fortress, a Tatar army. Cossacks attack at night. You lead your 100, you lose 20 men beneath the walls. The assault fails. Serko orders a retreat. It is not a defeat, it is a reconnaissance in force. Now you know the weak spots. You will return. The way back, Tatar cavalry pursues. You fight back, retreat fire, and retreat again. A forced march on the edge of survival. You lose a third of the army. You return to the Siches, heroes. The paradox of Cossack logic. You survived an impossible campaign, so you won. 21 years old. Ivan dies in battle against the Tatars. An arrow to the throat. He dies instantly. You hold his head until he stops breathing. Ivan was your brother-in-arms, a teacher, a friend. Now he is gone, buried in the steppe. Without a cross, the Tatars will find and dig him up. You inherit his Kuren. Now you are the Kurenataman, commander of 300 Cossacks. Ivan would be proud. If he were alive, you learn to live with losses. Each campaign brings new graves. Each battle brings new faces you cannot forget. But you carry on. 22 years old. You get married to a captain's daughter from Sharon. The wedding is in the Sich. They drink for 3 days. On the 4th day, a new campaign. Your wife stays at the farmstead. You head to the Sich. You see each other once a year when you return. That is how Cossack women live. That is how they die young. A son is born. You are not there. You are on a campaign to Azov. You find out a month later. They name him Andriy, like your grandfather. 23 years old. Already a veteran. Your body is covered in scars. 3 bullets were removed. Wounded by arrows 5 times. Saber cuts, I lost count. But still alive. Still able to fight. As long as hands hold weapons, as long as legs carry you, a Cossack is needed by the Sich. 1668. Here, the Doroshenko uprising. The Ukrainian land burns again. Cossacks fight against Cossacks. Moscow and Poland divide us like a pie. Serko supports Doroshenko. You go to the right bank, fighting against the Konenkos, fellow Cossacks. Brother against brother. Another battle near Uman. You are against the Cossacks of Hetman Konenko. They shout, traitors. You shout, traitors. Everyone is right. Everyone is wrong. You kill a Cossack from Pereyaslav. Look into his eyes and see yourself. Same kind, same faith, same lack of understanding why there is a war. After the battle, you find a letter on him written to his wife. I will return after the victory. He did not return. You burn the letter. Let her not know. 24 years old, a second son. Your wife gives birth without you again. This time you are on a Turkish campaign. They name him Petro. You return home once a year. Your sons do not recognize. Your wife has aged. You have 2. War ages one faster than time. Your son Andriy asks, Dad, when will you stay? You don't know what to answer. The Sich has need. The Hetman calls. It is your duty. 25 years old. A march on the Turkish fortress of Ochakiv. A star army of 5,000 Cossacks. Support from the Muscovites. Artillery. Storming the fortress. The Turks fire their cannons. Cannonballs tear men in two. You run at the front. Your company follows you. Whoever stops will perish. A breach in the wall. The Cossacks are inside. Close quarters combat. Your saber breaks against Turkish armor. You grab a Turkish one, you hack with it. The fortress is taken, but losses are 1,000 Cossacks. A third of your Kuren is dead. Their bodies will remain here at Ochakiv. 26 years old. During the battle, you take a mace blow to the head, a concussion, a week in unconsciousness. The brothers thought, you won't survive, won't recover. But your head is not the same. You forget words, names. Your right hand shakes. The doctor says, time to finish. You refuse. The year 1670. Serko goes to Crimea again, already the 4th time. You are with him, though your head aches, though your hand shakes. This time, success. Burned alls, freed captives, a huge haul. But this is the last victory. Serko is aging, you are aging. 27 years old. Your son Andrei is 9. He wants to be a Cossack. Your wife begs, don't give him to the Sich. You are silent because you know if your son doesn't become a Cossack, he will forever be a stranger in the family. Cossack sons become Cossacks or traitors. 28 years old. Your health is failing. An old wound on your leg is festering. The doctor wants to amputate. You refuse. Without a leg, you're no Cossack. You treat it with vodka, prayer, and stubbornness. The leg remains, but you limp now. Brothers joke, an old wolf will get crippled yet. 1672. Year. Turkish invasion. The Ottoman Empire marches on the right bank. An army of 200,000, the Cossacks 10,000. An unequal battle. Siege of Kamianets. You help the Poles. A paradox of history. Yesterday enemies, today allies. The Turk is a common enemy. Kamianets falls. Poland loses Podylia. Turks are on Ukrainian land. You retreat. You leave cities burning behind you. 29 years old. Battle of Kotin. A united army. Poles, Cossacks, Moldavians. Against the Turks, you command a half regiment. Turkish cavalry attacks the flank. You lead a counterattack. Your Cossacks hack into their ranks. You slash, you hack. You breathe blood. The Turk is repelled, but your regiment lost half. Out of 300, 140 remain. The rest are in the steppe. Beneath the Kotin walls, 13 years have passed. You live longer than most Cossacks. The average lifespan of a Sich man is 25. You are an exception, but your body is failing. Coughing up blood, pain in your chest. An old saber wound in your side aches with the weather. Time takes what the war did not. Your son, Andrei, comes to the Sich, 13 years old, asking to be a page. You look at him and see yourself. The circle has closed. You bless your son. Give him your father's saber, the same notched one. You say, serve the Sich. The Sich is eternal. You want to believe it's true. 1675. The year. The campaign for Azov, a Turkish fortress on the Dnieper. Serko is leading personally. It is his last campaign. Yours too. The assault. You are with Andrei by your side, father and son in battle. For the first time, for the last time, a Turkish bullet goes through your shoulder. You fall. Andrei pulls you from the fire, just as you once pulled Ivan. History repeats itself. The roles have changed. The fortress is taken, but you are dying. You know, you feel the warmth leaving your body. The blood on the snow is black and thick. Andrei is nearby, holding your hand. You want to say something about life, about war, about the future, but the words won't come. The last thing you see, the Sich in the winter sun. Wooden walls, church crosses, smoke from chimneys. Your home, your tomb. You lie in the snow and look at the sky. It is so clear, so indifferent. The sky knows nothing of Cossacks, Tatars, Turks. You recall your whole life in a second. Father, mother, wife, sons, brothers, battles, victories, defeats, blood, laughter, vodka, freedom. Last words to Andrei, the Sich. The Sich is eternal, believe it. He says, I believe, father. And you close your eyes. Your body will be buried in the steppe. Without Christ, that is how Sich men are buried. The steppe is a great grave. The wind is an eternal requiem. Your wife finds out. In a month, she cries for 3 days. On the 4th, she says, he lived as he wished. He died as he lived. Your sons will grow up like Cossacks. Andrei will become an Ottoman, Petro a colonel. The grandsons will also go to the Sich. Blood calls to blood. Your name will be forgotten in a generation. For you are not a hetman, not a hero of epics, but a simple Cossack. But there are thousands like you, tens of thousands. Names forgotten, deeds too. But it was you who held the Sich. It was you who fought in thousands of battles. It was you who perished in the steppes. It was you who were the wall between Europe and Asia. The Sich will last for centuries. We'll see dozens more wars. It will outlive hetmans, kings, and tsars, but it will not outlive empires. 70. The year. The decree of Catherine II. The Zaporizhzhia Sich is liquidated. Fortifications destroyed. Cossacks scattered. An era is over, but the spirit remains in songs, epics, legends, in the genes of descendants, in dreams of freedom. The Sich is dead. The idea is immortal. You have been lying in the steppe for 100 years. Your bones have crumbled, but your saber is out there, under the earth. And when the wind wanders the steppe, it seems you can hear the distant clanging of metal. These are the ghosts of the Cossacks. This is the memory of the land. You were free. That is what matters most. Not rich, not noble, not immortal, but free until your final breath. And when your great-grandson reads about the Sich in books, he will not know you, but he will know about freedom. Because freedom is not passed on by genes, it is passed on by stories. And stories are passed on by blood, by your blood. The steppe remembers everything. Every battle, every death, every victory. The land is soaked with the blood of Cossacks. This is holy ground. Your life is a drop in the ocean of history. But the ocean consists of drops. Without you, it would not exist. You lived for 30 years. That is a long time for a Cossack. To sing your sons, that is luck for a Cossack. Dying in battle, that is honor for a Cossack. The Cossack fate is a short life. It is a worthy life. You lived worthily. That is more important than the years. The Zaporizhzhia Sich is dead, but its spirit lives on. In everyone who values freedom more than life itself. In everyone who will not submit. You were a Cossack. It is not a profession. It is a state of soul. It is a way of life. It is destiny. Your destiny. Steppe, wind, mound. 3 things remained after you. But that is enough, because you remained in the land you defended. And when someone says Cossacks are the past, the steppe will whisper, no, Cossacks are eternity. As long as there is land, there's memory. Your story is the story of thousands. Your life is the life of an era. Your death is the death of a legend. But legends do not die. They live in words, songs, and dreams. They are passed from generation to generation, like fire, like faith, like hope. You lie in the steppe. Above you is the sky. Below you is the earth. All around is the wind. That is all a Cossack needs, even a dead one. The Sich fell, but the idea remained. The idea of freedom. The idea of brotherhood. The idea of resistance. It will burn for centuries more. And when the descendants of your descendants fight for independence, they will fight with your hands, your blood, your spirit. Ijgat. Because history is not linear, it is cyclical. Cossacks return in different forms, in different eras, but the essence is the same. You are a part of this eternity. Small, insignificant. But without your part, eternity would be incomplete. The steppe is quiet, the wind has slept, the mound is silent. But if you listen, you will hear the distant thundering of hooves, the sound of sabers. Cossack songs, it is not the past. It is an eternal present. For as long as someone remembers, history is alive. As long as someone tells the tale, the heroes are immortal. Your name is forgotten. Your face is scattered in time, but your spirit remains in the land, in the wind, in our hearts. You were a Cossack of the Zaporizhzhia Sich. That is the highest title a person can bear. It is an honor, a burden, and eternity. The end of your story is the beginning of a legend. The end of your life is the immortality of an idea. You have died, but freedom lives on. And as long as freedom lives, you live. In every heart that beats for liberty, in every hand that holds a weapon for the truth. Sleep, Cossack. The steppe guards your slumber. The earth remembers your blood. The wind sings your song. You are home forever.